you so much for rating my podcast 5 stars. I really appreciate it. Cute Doll here from twitch.tv/cute doll. Follow for more, subscribe for even more. Today I want to tell you my side of the story from Granado Espada. How my side was. I know I really feel how everybody else's side was, but I really want to tell my side of the story today. So I started Granado Espada, and if you want to hear how I started it, you can listen to my previous podcast. But I remember that when I was like 20 years old, still playing Granado Espada, I remember that I was in the biggest guild ever, biggest clan, we called it. I'm not going to say their name because I don't ever want to have to take down this podcast or anything, so I'm just going to keep it like very censored. But okay, so I was in the number one clan, and I was like very happy and enthusiastic, and nobody liked that. And I would be in the chat very cheery, always trying to fit in. There was one point in the clan where the leaders told us that if we all don't post our picture on the forum, they're gonna kick us. So I posted a picture of me and four different girls, like two on each side of me, and they wouldn't know which one it was. So I thought that was like fine. But basically, I realized in retrospect that perhaps I was being a little tiny bit bullied, but I was just so resilient that I didn't even really notice. So I know that I was really into rating, like how I am almost today. So I used to camp open world bosses, and we used to keep timers, and we all used to take shifts. And I would really take like the shifts that are kind of like towards the night. I would like sleep and have an alarm and like, go check the raid or be up for the raid bosses. And since it was a clan thing, we would have to share the loot with whoever we were with. So there was a boss. They have a couple bosses that have windows, like Griffin boss, where you run around and the window was 24 hours, and you look for 24 to 36 hours. You have to look for the egg, and you kill the egg, and then the Griffin spawns, and you have to kill the Griffin. And it was really hard to kill at the time. We used to fly around the map with wizards because wizards are they're like the fastest movement speed, and they have levitation, so they're really easy to run the whole scout the whole map with. So I remember I used to even camp Griffin, and it was really crazy. All those different things I did. I want to talk about the ELN auction, because if I never tell anybody this, nobody is gonna ever know my side of the story. So there's this thing called ELN, Elite Lenore, and it was a class of armor that was the highest at the time, and a wizard one dropped, and nobody really wants the wizard one except me. It was the cheapest one. Scout was also not really that wanted, but everybody had one in the leadership team because like it was really strong to have scout leather armor, and also there are other NPCs that can also use scout armor. So Elite Lenore wizard dropped, and I was so gear hungry. I was like, I need to have this ELN. And so you have to bid. We all literally line up in a line, and the auction started, and the share would obviously go to everybody in the guild. But honestly, I always did the math, and the share was never right. It was never right. The number was always wrong. So I don't really know. Well, they're suspicious, whatever. So the ELN was dropped, and the happy ending was I got it, but people couldn't believe I got it. So basically, I was bidding, and I was like 1 bill. I was like 2 bill. I think the last price I paid was 2.7 billion vis for it. And during that auction, I was DMing my friends, can you lend me some vis? And literally they were like, yes, we'll lend you, because they wanted me to beat the leaders who were bidding against me. And they finally stopped bidding against me. And I think I actually bid against like the highest like a leader. So yeah. So when I finally got it, I thought that was like such a victory. I fully made it with gems inside and I plussed it, everything like that. And I wore it on my wizard, and luckily I was able to wear it. Also, I really think I was able to wear it on my one of my characters. Her name was Scarlet, but I don't remember what her name is in the game. V for Vendetta, Valeria. I think that she wears wizard armor. I don't know. But and I think Muriel too. Maybe she wears leather. I don't know. Anyways, I know I was able to make some kind of use. Oh, maybe my healer was able to wear wizard armor. I don't know, but okay. I promise you, I used that wizard armor. Okay, but that was one of my greatest prizes ever. But I had to pay a lot for it. But like when the greed took over, I just really wanted it. But it's kind of interesting now because today I would just like teleport out and I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even bid. I wouldn't even look at the roulette anymore because I'm exhausted of that energy of people just always being greedy and just wanting everything. So I don't even involve myself in the roulette anymore. I'm like, okay, whatever. If a grudge book drops, okay, have it. Like, whatever. Like, it's not worth the energy for me. So I just really removed myself from those situations and just learned to give and just let things go. But that's like one of the earliest times. More about my story is like in that clan, I used to camp so much, and the rewards you really don't. There really wasn't that many good loot and all that. And I feel like in the later years, after I moved on from that clan, I literally got more opportunities by making my own raids, like Clock Tower, where everybody gets their own roulette and the drops are sorted randomly, and people just pick it up and get whatever they got. So yeah, and you could even get a Punisher book, which is over 1 billion abyss, I believe it is, in the game. So yeah, or is it 1 mil? I don't think it's 1 mil. I think it's 1 bill. That game is like highly inflated. Other things I wanted to reveal about my story. I wanted to let you guys know why I picked Idge because I did tell a lot of people this story. But I have no idea like where they are today or even who they are. So I just want to let you guys know that when I started the game, I made like a wizard, I made like a scout, and I made like a fighter maybe, and I know I definitely had a whiz. And I was like, I was like, I wanted to join this guild. I found their forum, and I told them that I want to join this clan, and they let me in. But we did our first clan war, and I was absolutely useless. Like my character just kept dying, and I didn't have any. My character just kept dying, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get the turret. I couldn't PvP. I was getting annihilated. And our clan leader said, "We need more Idges and Claudes." And I was like, I would never play Claude, so I guess I'm gonna be Idge. So from that point on, I became obsessed with Idge. At one point, I had three. I had the really good version one, two of those, the Battlesmith Idge, and then like she's purple outline, she's epic. And then I had a yellow one, which was my original. I named one Dolly. Oh my God, that's like my name now. And then my first starter weapon was a pole arm, which is just like I went all in. At one point, you could even use great swords on her, so I was. But my favorite thing to do on her was a pole arm, even though I like great swords more, because at the time the pole arm stances did more damage. But later on, I learned how to use a great sword. Okay, so yeah, that's the story of how I became Idge Girl. My first server in Granada Spada was Bristia. So I just want to let you guys know about like my side of the story, like how hard it was to be in that first clan, that it wasn't everything it seemed. Like they bidded me up so high, like they just wouldn't share. And that was probably one of my last times being greedy. I just never, because mostly because I was never put in that situation before. I mean, after that, where I would have to bid against people to get something that's of high value. But literally letting go of all that has been like a great relief in my life today. And follow for more.